Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pyre. Last time, we liberated somebody. I forget, it's been a little bit. But we successfully completed a liberation raid. We managed to send somebody home. And now it is time to send somebody else. I don't know why it's suddenly so freaking spiky. Holy cow. Sorry about the loudness there. But let's get this party started. There's no time now to return to Moonlight Alcove as before, as the stars already urged you on. Everyone is ready to make haste for the island of Kaelmer. So last time was an inspiring episode. We got to make our own speech. Hopefully that ends up actually being helpful and useful for everybody. Hey, there's a little white circle dot here. The inverted Fallosillium roars into the sky. Somewhere beyond it lies the Commonwealth. Beyond your vision and beyond your grasp. Your home is there somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Those who transcend the Shimmer Pool after a liberation rite. The fall shall send them on their way. I suppose that it would be unfair if we could simply fly. I want to fly, though. How hard could it be? Anyway, we're going to leave. Last episode, we figured out that really there's not much time left. We only have a couple of chances to really make all this work. Oh, hey, look there. It's the jerk tree and his friends. Again, we return to the Isle of Kaelmer, hidden in the storm. I've met very few who know of it at all, much less have walked upon its stones and sands. The disconcerting tales of the demise of Kaelmer Ropecollar, who met his end there on the isle. The imps that swarm and breed across the place today seem not to mind. Having paid witness to the rites firsthand, they have become rather obsessed with it. I sometimes wonder if it is more difficult to conduct the rites with such a boisterous audience. May the withdrawn find their way shortly, so that the imps may have the contest they desire. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It is the withdrawn we're after, huh? Let's see what's over here. An old exposed reef off the coast of the Isle of Kaelmer. Wolfred expressed interest in taking this route. Interesting. What about this? The lone missile indicates that there may be rare fish here, ripe for the catching. You know, I'm not big into the whole buying and selling of things, so we're going to go to Barb Reef, I think. Now, before we do that, I want to just double check. Who did we just send? So 66%. Let's see. Tizo's away. We already sent Rookie. Headwind's been up there for some time. Jody's throw rug. Right. I remember now. So then here's the question. Who do we have left? So we have Tizo. We have Sir Gilman. We have Pamitha, Volfred, and Bertrude. And we have a lot of experience to grant to Volfred. But even more that we need to grant to Sir Gilman and to Pamitha. Those are the two I feel like I really need to focus on. So we're going to be playing some fast and loose, some very aggressive comps in the near future, with Volfred kind of bringing up the rear, kind of acting as a defense. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I think that it is an entirely possible way to do things here, but that will leave us with a very defensive team by the end of all this. I think that our, if it comes down to it, our last three rights makers are going to end up having the ability to absolutely demolish a team, and then we're going to have to figure out, okay, so Bertrude lands it or Tizo lands it, one of the two. It's going to be a bit weird. So let's explore the Barb Reef. Come on, Volfred, let's go. Together with Volfred, you venture forth in the murky waters of Barb Reef to ensure the path is clear and check for anything of value. A brisk walk does the wonders for the soul, wouldn't you say, my boy? You sense Volfred's spirits lightened to some extent. The survey is brief and uneventful, leaving you with enough time to pursue your vocations on your return. And you gain +1 hope for the next rite. Alright, so we can't study the book anymore. It's not a thing. I would like to mentor a companion. So quickly, let's figure out who needs experience out of the two of you. It is Sir Gilman. Sir Gilman could use some experience. So we could definitely do that. The other option is that we make Volfred just a little bit stronger so he can handle what's coming up ahead. Like, giving him that extra level. Let's see, what could we get? After casting Sprout, his sapling spawns faster than usual, gaining a larger aura. Or after casting Sprout, Volfred may remotely detonate his sapling in an aura burst. Okay. Or, if Volfred's adversary's extinguished his Pyre is increased by 10 HP instead. Okay. So there's options. There are options here. If we mentor Volfred, That would be helpful. At the same time, though, like, Sir Gilman could definitely use it. So, you know what? Let's mentor Sir Gilman, get him up a little bit farther. And, it's not going to give him a level up or anything, but that private lesson does help things a lot. This knight's aura. You surely have seen it, no? It cascades like a flowing waterfall. Very good, Sir Gilman. I'm glad that you think so. Let's just get a move on. I would like to get to this fight with the withdrawn somewhat promptly, Isle of Kilmer. So, going up against Old Milde here is a little bit scary, as the entirety of the withdrawn are scary. Halt. Everyone, I beg you to please forgive my rudeness here. What's up, Lone Minstrel? That's weird. The Black Wagon has shuddered to a stop en route to the Isle of Kilmer. There's some commotion as the Lone Minstrel motions for everyone to be still. Someone is there, along our path ahead. He points into the distance. You mean in the water? However, when you scan the horizon, everything is still. You see no sign of whomever the Lone Minstrel referred to. Still, he indicates caution. Strange. I do not believe I was mistaken. A tense moment passes. Then another. Then, the Lone Minstrel tenses up. Our guest. He's there. You look towards where he signals, and then at last you see the cause of his concern. There's no mistaking who it is. Orlick stands there, near motionless, atop some forgotten rock jutting from the boundless waters a fair distance away. He stands directly on the path of your Black Wagon. How I'm in a boat! Pyre, come on, man! What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway. Yet he shows no signs of acknowledging the wagon's presence. Appears only to be waiting for something. Likely for you all. The Lone Minstrel gets your attention. Quietly. Reader, what do your senses tell you at this time? Orlek may have come with ill intent. Orlek may be here to talk. If you reach out to him, perhaps you can communicate in peace. You know what? I would hail him. At this point, he's standing in the way. I say hi. There has to be a way to reason with Orlek and bridge differences between him and his former triumvirate. Perhaps he's come to negotiate. I don't think that, but whatever. Perhaps you're correct. Let us try to make contact with him, then, as we proceed. You give the signal for the drive-ins to start the wagon and head toward him. But just as you reach the point where Orlek once stood, it seems our guest has already departed. Let us remain watchful as we proceed on course. Indeed, Orlek is nowhere to be found now. The unnerving encounter causes everyone to fall silent for the remainder of the trip. Weird and strange, but okay. Your wagon finally arrives at the Isle of Kilmer, where there's no sign of Orlek or your next adversaries for that matter. Your companions organize a quick search about the premises, leaving you to watch the wagon until the right's commencement. Alright, so there's a couple things we need to do. Let's just quickly deal with Falcon Ron. Hey, you guys! Where's your friend? You know, the one with the horns, like frowning, stuff like that? Something happened there or what? Have a crazy story, she just flew on out of here or something. Anyways. How's it going, dude? What's this? Typhoon Bottle. When the Bear's Triumvirate is banished, adversaries are slow to count use abilities. You know, there's a character that we have that does that. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Now that we don't need Solium's horn, because Jody's gone. Goodbye. And we don't need this black cap. And I don't need this apple. I think it would be cool to try out some new ideas. For instance, going for the Runed Band and the Jeweled Band would effectively just give a massive boost to both people wearing the bands. And infinite stamina? Yeah, an infinite stamina. That is actually insane. You know what? This is great for an aggressive lineup. I will buy both. This is going to happen. It's going to be great. Yes, I'd like to buy this. Then I would like to furthermore buy this. Now, there's some of these that we'll never use. We have really never used the Thorn Knot. So I don't think we're going to ever use it. And, like, why do we have a Faith Stone? Shoot. We'll come back another time, Falcon Ron. Don't worry about it. So, be seeing you guys. Page revealed downside diseases. What? But yeah, the rune bands should help a lot. Something is wrong. Someone is here. Alone with you. Hey, Orlek. how's it going? Orlek seems to be examining the various objects in the wagon. Whether he has noticed you, you cannot tell. What he is doing here, and how he got in unnoticed, you cannot imagine. You watch him go about whatever he is doing, examining all sorts of things that you and your fellow exiles gathered on your journey. He shakes his head. All of these trinkets. This wagon. It is most different now. Welcoming, and yet I am unwelcome here, it seems. In my own wagon. He directs his gaze at you, acknowledging your presence for the first time. You, a mere shadow. Tell me something. Who are you to them? I'm not sure. I am their reader. And I would say that to most of them at this point in the story, like especially if you had all the in-between quiet bits and stuff, saying I'm their friend is definitely not outside of the question. So let's do that. I tell Orlek that you've traveled all across the downside with this group and count them as your trusted friends. It is a different group now than in his day. A friend, is it? Beware then, for the Nightwings do not always treat their friends with all due charity. Relay them a message for me, Shadow. Tell them, I shall have my night. He strides right past you towards the door. Then he turns to you again once more. I shall have my night. Then Orlek is gone. I like how the door is closed for all this, by the way. So that way it's like there's definitely no one who's coming in on this conversation. I'm a little creeped out, but that's okay. Orlek, buddy. Several of your companions return as you exit the wagon. You explained what happened. However, none of them saw Orlek. Most concerning, reader, though I'm thankful you are well. Orlek, he always was a peaceful individual, and yet his disposition is much different now. Perhaps we had best inspect the wagon for any signs of tampering in light of these events. You and the others conduct an exhaustive search in and around the Black Wagon for any signs of objects missing or tampered with, as well as signs of damage or foul play. The search yields nothing. No one finds any sign that anything was moved or tampered with. Even the drive imps seem calm. The incident leaves you questioning your own recollection of what happened. You try to clear your mind, for the rite is soon now to commence. Alright, well, let's get this party started. It's 11:45. The mood is more dour than usual as you make your preparations for the coming rite. A hush has fallen over your fellow exiles, and a sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of your companions is unfazed.
We sense the influence of one of her own. She is nearby. Her mind, corrupted, calls out, screaming. Canst thou hear it, perhaps?
She speaks of witch old Mildy, the adversary whom you expect to face on this night.
The witch, she doth revere an ancient god undying and unyielding on this land and on her consciousness. We may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us to be obeying. However, 'tis a risk upon her mind and my own, although a worthwhile risk, perhaps.
Bertrude seems to think that old Mildy can be weakened somehow through the coming rite. Then the stars above begin to shimmer with their strange light. So this is kind of what I've been aiming for a little bit.
There. The Star of Islach. Our adversary worships it, and whom it represents. Fixing upon that star reading one, if thou darest, invoke its power. Do so, and our adversary Mildy shall be emboldened. But also left vulnerable to our own sorceries. We may yet limit her ambitions thus.
Consider her wish. Alright, so where's Ichlach, Astralborn? They're more cunning and quicker to react. Yeah, you know what? We will do this. It's going to be a little bit scary, but I think that this is worth it. Is there anything else that we want to do? Your adversary shall return from banishment when all are banished. Heck, nope. Your adversary shall move 8% quickness, making them move faster.
Shots, 6 shoulders.
Shall all return from banishment when all are banished. That's scary. Are there any other Titan stars that I want to put in? Nah, not really. Not in this fight. Proceed to the right. So, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm thinking that old Milde could probably get beat. If we're lucky about this, there's going to be no problems. But, we are going to be focusing a great deal on using Sir Gilman and, Pamitha.
The infamous raider returns.
And the two of them are very fast, aggressive units, so we'll see how it works.
Miscreants.
Yes, miscreants, every one of us.
To rid yourself of yet another one.
Also true.
Your adversaries, the withdrawn. As with you, they must be very desperate for their freedom. They shall not make it any easier from here.
So, we kind of have to win this one.
What have we here? Ye have returned once more unto our presence. Yes, we said something among ye. Ooh,
Bertrude slithers forth and gazes at her adversary.
thou maggot, we should have known.
But Bertrude does not respond.
Ye Nightwings, that one shall be the little benefit to ye. That one sorcerers are mere pittance to the overwhelming might of Isla. Soon ye shall see.
So, this ought to be scary. We're going to have to win this one. Big time. If we can do this, this will be sweet. Reading one. Sorry.
Reading one, thou invoketh the star of Isla. So then beware. Through our sorceries, shall old Mildia be cast into hopeless doubt about her faith upon her God. It shall be done if we prevail, but only if. Our own might shall perhaps be forfeit, otherwise.
So we have to win this one. Otherwise,
Choose now your
we're gonna have some hard
band of
times.
traitors.
band of traitors, you're very rude. Alright, so first person's first. Very obviously, we're bringing Pamitha. I would be silly not to equip her with the plume, if I'm being honest. So, on it goes. Secondly, I think that the next person that we want on here for going for super aggressive, Sir Gilman would be sweet. Especially if he's continuously dunking. However, if he is dunking... No, we don't want that. After getting banished, the bear returns with infinite stamina or a fast-moving howler. Okay. Has 100% more stamina than usual, but cannot grasp the orb. That's a no-go. No-go. I think we've already got the best one possible on this guy. Like, we could go for just a global +2 bonus to everything, which is like, we now have +4 to everything, thanks to our own benefits. So hope is 22, quickness 29, glory is 17, presence of 11. And because I confronted Sir Deluge's presence is high. Like, we've got options. Like, we could definitely go for that. Having a 30% higher, longer jump is pretty sweet, though. I'm still going to go ahead and go for the quickness here and see what happens. We will not lose. We cannot afford to. So, we could use Volfred here. Or we could use Bertrude. And having Bertrude here would be sweet, because I know for a fact that these little imp heads are going to move around the arena. Her ability to pierce through those objects is going to be sincerely very important. So, we're going to grab Bertrude.
It is done.
Face us now, old Milde, with or without the aid of thy dead god, whom thou cherish so needlessly. Now then, Nightwings, you wish to mock Islach. You and your infinite foolishness shall be among the first to suffer.
Alright, so it's triple Bog Crones. Not too scary, if I'm being honest. Because we can drop it, which sucks. Whoa! No! That sucked for a second. That was bad. Got it. Died. Good stuff. Time for you to die. Also died. Winged Fury is a good thing. Go. Just dunk it. So that was a sweet intro. I'm quite pleased about that. Next, we've got her back. Good. She's got no stamina. We've done it again. Douse in 5 seconds after saluting with Y. It's not gonna happen.
One of our own seeketh ye the lifeblood for thyselves, yes. Ye wretched witch, dabbling with eldritch forces, of which ye know was not, ye forfeit everything from an abomination from the stars. Acquaintance, we thought perchance ye sought the true enlightenment, yet ye reveal yourselves to be as narrow as the things with which ye now consort. Ye shall devour thee, as all the rest.
That was sweet. Also sweet. I have to remember, she gets her bonus, like, super fast. No! Whoop, whoop! Oh no, the jump is so small now! And they move so fast. We're done. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. Ah, Hex of Defeat on top of everything else. That's a 30. Alright, we gotta trust this plume again. Go! No! I did not get it. I'm upset. Nicely done. Alright, Gilman, go. Dunk it. That was solid. Alright, just a little bit more and we can do this. Because it was Gilman. Now, dodge around where she had no stamina. I'm upset. Winged Fury. The ability to jump. Run. Maybe. Yes! Okay, Triestis Plume did it. Just a little bit more.
The rite is nearly ended.
We saluted. 5 seconds later, we doused it. We actually got the mission, no less. That's sick. Alright, so that was not hard.
Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Pamitha is the single strongest character in the game right now.
It's complete.
How can this be? How can this be? Isla, answer us. Isla.
Witch Old Mildia continues with her screaming, having been defeated in the rite. We observe Bertrude there, fixed in a meditative pose. There.
Mildia, relent. Relent. Thy God has not abandoned thee, because thy God is dead. Thy God is dead. Pray to him all thou likest, yet it shall do thee no good.
As Bertrude recedes into the shadows, old Milde slumps down, staring at nothing before her.
Impossible. This cannot be. Answer us. Answer us.
She suffered -5 hope. Permanently. Hope is a nasty business. Gilman's almost there. Pamitha's almost there. And like Bertrude's about to get a whole ton of experience. So yeah, we don't need to use Bertrude for a little while. Don't even worry about it. This is fine.
May misfortune find you ere the turning of the stars.
You know what, Mr. Voice? You can go ahead and suck it. Archbishop Androgeles. Who comes up with a name like that anyway? Just some big self-important buffoon, I guess. Alright. Sweet right. Honestly. Back at the Black Wagon, you find the lone minstrel examining your fellow exiles after they prevailed against the withdrawn in a convincing manner. It is plain to you that none of them look well. The lone minstrel notices you there and turns to you. Reader, the faster the turning of the cycle of the rites has put a strain on everyone. We have multiple cases of banishment sickness this time. It is fortunate that your other companions are available to conduct the coming rite, because I fear that this group here requires rest. You bid Pamela a swift recovery as she nods weakly in response. You exchange a look with Bertrude, who seems exhausted after the last rite. As for Sir Gilman, it is clear to you he wishes to be left alone right now. You leave the lone minstrel to look after them and turn your attention to the stars that remain shining in the dark outside. That is rough! The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. So, what do we have next? Knowing that we have Volfred and Tizo and Sir Gilman, I believe. Okay. Knowing we have Tizo, Sir Gilman, and Volfred. That's a relatively defensive team with a counter in Sir Gilman who's able to support. I think the Accusers might be an easy one to work with. Let's see, what are the other stars that we had available to us? Haub and Gaul. Honestly, let's deal with the Accusers. I don't think we've gone to Lu the Vernal Star in some time. Get some more plants in our ship or whatever.
So we shall soon square against Lendl the Liar and the Accusers. Him I know all too well. Perhaps you noticed that he doesn't like us very much.
He then tells you what he knows of your next adversary. Lendl the Liar. That's a terrible name. The first adversaries you confronted in the rites, not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for a strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once, he arrested a civilian who hated him, on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendl discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect was soon exiled. Still, he denied the charges, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendl. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself. So, he was exiled in turn. On the downside, he soon became acquainted with rights, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the Accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show.
He wishes nothing more. He wishes more than anything to outdo the Nightwings, perhaps even more so than to be free again. Let us give him another opportunity. For now, have a good night, my boy.
You bid Volfred a good evening. At dawn, we shall take flight again. And what an interesting episode that was. Talks with Orlek. Old Milde getting, actually stamped into the ground. Oh my god, the sound is impossible to freaking balance. Point is, we've had a good episode, I think. And honestly, very convincing fights. Now, with everybody who's summoning sick, our next round is going to be very interesting. Before we go, hey Sandra, what's up? I'd like to ask you what's on your mind, but I can't. Oh. You know where to find me. Yeah, that I do, Sandra. I feel badly. She just does not want to talk. Grab some fungus, grab some apples. We're going to call it a time. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. If you did, be sure to let me know. Hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications when these videos go live. Pyre is coming to a close relatively quickly. So there might come a time in the future where I decide to just actually burst out a bunch of episodes all at once. But in the meantime, you should be able to expect them now for every Saturday until the end of the series. And yeah, I'm thrilled to actually have this one finished, just because it's been a long series. It's been a very good series, but this story is coming to a close. And if there's anything that excites me more than the end of a good story, I don't know what it is. So one more time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks next time.